Previously, employers had to get approval from a retrenchment board before laying off workers and had to pay out huge terminal benefits, a requirement that had pushed some businesses into liquidation.
People are demanding huge sums of money, and it has also made it very difficult for employers to relieve and discipline employees because they are telling their employers that they are not going to leave, okay, because they are protected. Okay, and how are we going to cultivate a performance culture in organizations, in the private sector and government, when people know that they're not going to be touched?
The Supreme Court ruling allows employers to downsize in response to a tightening economy. This ailing furniture retailer, hit hard by the influx of cheap imports, was the first to take advantage of last week's court ruling, issuing a number of its employees with severance letters over the weekend. There are real fears here that this could be just the beginning in a glut of other sackings. The fears were validated. Hundreds more have been sacked. Labour is moving swiftly to seek remedy.
We need to therefore ask the authorities to promulgate a law. And the only route we can use is to ask the president to use his presidential powers temporal measures. The judges relied on section 12.4, which literally gives the employer the right to terminate employment on notice. So the powers have to remove that.
A presidential decree would last for 6 months. Zimbabwe's minimum wage, higher than its regional peers, and costly retrenchment procedures made it unattractive to foreign investment. Changes to the labor laws currently being worked on could help address this.
They need to balance attracting investment and creating employment. And when you are creating employment, surely you can't create forced employment. When I don't want to employ, I can't employ, which means I can't afford the individual. And we must allow me not to say I can't afford you now.
The job cuts will have a knock-on effect on aggregate demand, aggravating an already difficult economic situation. The ruling's biggest impact, though, will be social, with thousands of employees facing a bleak future. Which is why Labour is fighting for social justice.
We are not, in fact, doing away with the judgment. We are merely closing the gap which the employers are misusing.
Mwakutya, CCTV, Harare, Zimbabwe.